right, everyone focus up here. Let me tell you a thing or two. We got CBR.com, which is like, you know, those like weird like article websites for gaming and nerds, and no one actually reads them. They just have like those random like clickbait headlines you see floating around on Twitter, but no one actually pays attention to this stuff. And sadly, the journalists get paid like $10 per like word, so they have to like inflate it with just a bunch of stuff that doesn't mean anything. Well, let's have a look at what the argument is for Maxx C. If you haven't already watched the Maxx C hard leg video, would recommend. So let's see why it's time the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG brought back Maxx C, and here is why. Maxx C is not only Yu-Gi-Oh's most powerful card, it's also the most controversial, and it's about time the TCG brought it back. I would maybe go as far as to say that it's Yu-Gi-Oh's most powerful card, probably. It really does warp the game, just by itself. At least in terms of best cards that aren't in the extra deck anyway, for sure. Alright, Yu-Gi-Oh's evolved significantly since its inception. Early Yu-Gi-Oh! Gameplay consisted of a slow-paced back-and-forth interaction, whereas modern-day duels rely heavily on consistent searching and special summoning. This reliance on combo-based gameplay started back in early 2008 when Synchro Monsters were first introduced. In late 2010, in an effect to combat the widespread dominance and oppressive nature of combo-based strategies, Yu-Gi-Oh! Received what is quite possibly the most powerful controversial card in the game, Maxx C. Well, already, opening paragraph, this person isn't a complete idiot. This is actually accurate, true, real lore. Normally when you read articles like this, it's like, the most powerful card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in 2004 used to be Silver Fang. Because when you pair this with Raigeki, it creates an opening that allows you to attack for 1200 damage and pass. So that's typically like the opening of a lot of these articles, but this one actually has some real understanding and knowledge to it. Let's see how he braves this one. Boasting meter battle stats, Maxx C is a level 2 Earth Insect with a devastating effect that counters combo decks during either player's turn, discarded, draw a card for each special. It seems simple at a first glance. Maxx C provides the potential to gain a massive advantage. The infamous card is legal at 3 copies in OCG and Master Duel, but remains banned in TCG, making the status of it define the primary difference between both formats. With Maxx C banned in TCG, combo-based decks can run at full power with little to no interruption to slow down gameplay, leading TCG players to consider this card's removal from the ban list. Spoiler, Maxx C has not stopped people from playing combo decks in OCG. That's OCG, whenever the best deck was a combo deck, OCG played combo decks. The most notorious of which is like Drytron. I don't think that deck can do anything without special summoning. Not one single play without special summoning. And guess what? It was the best deck for a period of time a year and a half ago, 2 years ago in OCG. People still played it regardless of Maxx C. People tried to counter it with Main and Crossout and Herald, but people still played Drytron. It was still the best deck. So this is just factually incorrect. Or rather, in the sense that it's not factually incorrect because he isn't really making a point here, but the idea that, you know, because it's banned in the TCG, combo decks get to run rampant more, that's not true. If a combo deck is the best deck, people will play the combo deck irrespective of Maxx C. That's, you know, it's really that simple. And I would, again, advise you to look at the metagame breakdown of the OCG in whenever the Drytron release was in OCG. Because that deck was taking up like 25% of top cut regularly, consistently. And that is a very much special summon deck. It was banned in early 2018, where it remained until this day. Unlike Pokemon and Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a non-resource-based card game and that allows players to add more cards to their hand to create more obstacles. The Earth Insect's simple effect allows the player to draw after every special summon. Proves to be game-winning if the opponent can't prevent its activation, leading players to either stop the combo completely or take the challenge, where players attempt to win the duel after Maxx C resolves by reducing the opponent's life to 0, forcing the opponent to deck out. If players can't finish the game after Maxx C resolves, they likely lose the challenge and often lose the game on the following turn as a result. Wow, so it's almost as if the person writing this article has already, and correctly so, identified that if you fail the Maxx C challenge, you lose the game. Alright, good. Players cite the main issue with Maxx C is that it not only hurts combo decks, but also helps them immensely. For example, if the opponent sets up a full board, the powerful monster then proceeds to drop Maxx C, the game essentially becomes unwinnable. Weird! However, what is the however here? What is the however here? What possible but however can you add here to fix this? Huh? I'm not racist, however, while the card is a menace in duels, the legality in the OCG proves to be a benefit to deck building as a whole, as its existence encourages players to experiment with several kinds of decks. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this link here? This Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck is perfect for beginners. What? Links an article to Sword Soul? Ah, look at that. Experimenting players with several kinds of... Wow, what a crazy experiment. Sword Soul. Wow. What? Incredible deck building and what vision you have, sir, to play Sword Soul. Let's take a look at the Road to the King meta. All right, okay. Experimenting with what? Exactly. Oh, complete, total, dominant meta decks that have been in the game for years. Rescue Ace, Pearly, Runic, Branded, Mathmech, Adamant Spitter, Tearlament, Cash Tearer, Super Heavy, Vanquish Soul, Dragonlink. Not a single one of these decks is new or unique and cool. All of these cards are meta decks or have been meta decks at some point over the last, like, 3 years? At some point, some of these cards are 4 years, maybe, if you go further back with Dragonlink, hypothetically. Rescue Ace? Yes, that is a meta deck. Yes, that's the point. Hello? Listen to the fucking words I'm saying, you absolute donkeys. Anyway. So no, Maxx C does not encourage people to try other new decks. It just, that's not true. And by the way, look how many of decks here special summon, by the way. Weird. Anyway. Rather than sticking to combo-oriented strategy decks, such as Vanquish Soul... Oh, thank God there's a full stop here. Decks such as Vanquish Soul and Rescue Ace see more widespread competitive play amidst a consistently high diverse format in the OCG. That's not because they don't special summon. That's just because the other decks are completely neutered and nerfed into the ground. I mean, when you consider that Adamancipator is still around after 3 years, that should probably let you know that. Even decks like Runic, Lab, and True Draco see more competitive success in the OCG as their respective strategies rely more on control-oriented play rather than continuous special summoning. Runic is going to be good in the OCG irrespective of special summoning, though. This isn't related to special summoning. Like, also, True Draco? Promoting interaction between players. Oh, yeah, I'd love to see what interaction Runic promotes. Let's try find a Runic deck here real quick. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that interaction. Look at the promotion of the back and forth. Look at that back and forth, dude. Holy crap. Oh, I'm so glad Maxx C's in the game to keep the format in check, you know? Clown take. This contrasts the TCG, where most games are decided if the player can simply play through the resolution of a single hand trap like Imperm or Ash and Joyous Spring. As opposed to what? The resolution of Maxx C? As opposed to what? Whether Maxx C resolves or not? That's not an argument. Maxx C's power level forces modern Yu-Gi-Oh deck building to revolve around it. Yeah, why is that a good thing? Why should the game of Yu-Gi-Oh's deck building revolve around a card printed in 2010? Who thinks that's correct? Who thinks that's healthy? Who thinks that's good for business? That's good for gameplay? That's fun deck building? That's creative? Making a format, a game, revolve around the existence of one card is ridiculous. For instance, in the OCG, almost every deck will contain the same 9 cards, 3 Maxx C, 3 Ash, 2 Call By, and a Crossout Designator. How are you defending this? All dedicated to countering and resolving it. This means that players must always build their decks with a backup plan in case the opponent successfully revolves Maxx C, leading to OCG players experimenting with alternative strategies and win conditions. Yeah, wow, flip Tikaboo, amazing alternative strategy. Maxx C not only affects deck building, but the way OCG handles the ban list as well. Yeah, this is all terrible, by the way. None of this is, like, healthy. TCG ban list is infamous for ruining the playability of several decks, going so far as to ban important combo pieces for decks such as Orca, Spiral, Prank Kids, and even Pendulum-based strategies. The ban list in general for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is designed to ruin decks that are too powerful, because there's no rotation. This isn't true of, like... Sorry, this isn't unique to TCG. This is, like, a Yu-Gi-Oh!-centric problem, because there's no rotation. That's not relevant. This is mostly due to Maxx C being banned. What a big leap in logic, by the way. Excuse me? Sorry, is this person suggesting OCG has never killed a deck? Hello? They banned Kitkalos. It's still topping, by the way, funnily enough. But anyway, that's besides the point. Kashtira, they banned Fenrir. Is the logic there because Maxx C is legal? Like, this doesn't make sense. You can't say that. As it is simply the single most powerful tool to counter combo-based strategies. With Maxx C legal, the OCG prefers to remove problem cards used in toxic strategies to limit a deck's power rather than outright destroying a deck's ability to compete in the modern era, allowing players to experiment with a wide range of rogue strategies. If you're saying that OCG is being encouraged to experiment with rogue strategies, that means they're killing the meta decks. So that's irrespective of Maxx C. I don't see how that's related. Also, where have you drawn this conclusion that the ban list in TCG gets to be more vicious with the monsters because of Maxx C? Are you a Konami employee? Like, where did you make that link from? You can't just assume that. Where did you... Like, that jump in logic needs to be proven. You can't just say OCG are more lenient on combo decks on their ban list because Maxx C is legal. First of all, source. Second of all, example. Third of all, Senator, where do I put this? Like, source. Like, where's the source? Like, how do you prove that? Proof, please. Anyway. The Maxx C challenge is Yu-Gi-Oh's most dangerous game. Yes. Because of the lack of limitations set on Maxx C, fans of the notorious Yu-Gi-Oh card have called for its errata, offering a number of ways the card can be fixed to be more balanced. For example, adding a clause that only allows players to activate it if they control no cards would prevent combo players from abusing its oppressively strong effect. Forcing the player who dropped Maxx C to banish the same number of cards drawn face down at the end of the turn. Is he referencing my video? These are both specific suggestions from my video, just saying. Other erratas the community suggest include preventing the player who dropped Maxx C from activating any other card effect. This is just my video! Adding an activation condition that allows Maxx C to only trigger after the opponent summons from the extra. That's my video! That's every single one of these examples is from my video! And the condition that allows the card to resolve after the opponent summons a certain number of times, similar to Nibiru. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players agree that while successfully winning the challenge feels akin to an anime protagonist. Oh, it's really funny. Did you link to my video when I deck people out with Maxx C? Latest archetypes are perfect for a new anime. Bro, you can't just source yourself, man. Source me. I need to do that, man. I need to do that. Overcoming a major obstacle invokes a thrilling sense of accomplishment. Losing the Maxx C challenge means losing due to the resolution of a single card, which all players agree is pretty disheartening. Then why are you for it? You've contradicted your... All players agree is disheartening to lose the Maxx C challenge because of the resolution of a single card. Yes! So why are you defending it? Errata or not, the TCG should at least consider bringing it back to legal status, preferably with one of the aforementioned changes. Oh, wait. This is clickbait. He doesn't agree with it. He doesn't agree with it. He was just joking. He was literally just joking. Errata or not, Yu-Gi-Oh! Should at least consider bringing it back, preferably with one of the aforementioned changes. He's just kidding. There's no doubt that Maxx C's return to TCG could offer a welcome change to the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Players approach deck building. Yes, I sure love running 3 called by, 3 cross out, 3 Ash, 3 Maxx C, 3 Gamma, like they were doing in OCG like 2 years ago. Anyway, this is an AI generated article. This isn't real, and I hated this. None of this was based on evidence or fact, and no good examples were given. Also, I want royalties for you stealing my Maxx C errata suggestions. Thank you, and goodbye.